Entourage feels good to be live. The last weekend before the season starts, I know you guys excited. You can see I'm excited. I got probably my last draft today, and I did something crazy. We'll get more into that in a minute. But first, if you guys haven't already, guys, the draft kit. I know I keep drilling this through your head, but it's so important to get off to a good start. The draft is not everything, but the way I look at it, guys, it's a head start. And the way you guys have been drafting, I couldn't be more proud. Those of you who got the kit are so excited. And let's face it, guys, nobody wants to lose fantasy football early. Nobody wants to be out of it by week 10. You know what I'm saying? So this is what that's for. And it's unlike anything else. Besides being, tailor-made to your needs, because you guys know I'm always on live. I'm always seeing what you guys need. You need sleepers. You need busts. You need to know what coaching changes affect what. And you need stuff simple. You know what I'm saying? That's why I created a target, not only players to target, but what round to target them, tiered rankings, so you know when to go receiver or when to go running back. All of that is put together so nicely for you in the kit. And, of course, because I always over-deliver, I included premium in season content. So not only you get my rankings before the draft, you get it all year. Start sits, waiver wire hidden gems, and Labor Day, my 5 secrets to DFS success that got me to the championship and has won me over 6 figures. Yes, all that for $30. All right, now I'll get on with the show now. So this is about letting the draft come to you. So I did something crazy, guys. I partook in the Bud Light contest with Gardner Minshew. So in my celebrity league, I selected Gardner Minshew #1, and I did it because I felt confident I could win. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I could win. I really think I could win with Gardner Minshew as my #1 quarterback. Why? Because last year I missed on my first 3 picks. I had the first pick, selected Saquon, got injured. Second pick, drafted Montgomery, was a bust. Third pick, drafted Carry-On, got injured. But you know what? I also drafted Kenny Golladay in the 4th, Cooper Kupp in the 5th. I had Jameis Winston and Josh Allen. Or Kyler Murray, excuse me. I had Austin Hooper. I picked up DJ Shark along the way. So when you know what you're doing, guys, this is really what I want to talk about. When you know what you're doing, there are studs in every single round, even the 16th. So that's why I say, guys, let the draft come to you. A lot of questions that I get. Rapper, should I go double running back, wide receiver? And then you start creating all these hypotheticals. Rapper, Mahomes is here in the 2nd, and Shark is here in the 5th, and you look like that guy in that meme, with from The Hangover or whatever. Guys, you just have to relax. So, going back to the Minshew league, right? Took Minshew #1. It seems like everybody was going crazy with the running backs. So I felt the need, not because I didn't go need here. In a way, it looks like I went need because everybody went running backs. But guys, okay, the most important thing is consistency. Running backs are more consistency and they're more valuable, especially at the top. Now, I could have went with a receiver like Chris Godwin. I could have went Kenny Golladay in the 2nd round. Pretty much all the good running backs, minus Drake and Jonathan Taylor. Those were the next 2 guys. So it was either Drake or Drake, who I told you guys I don't feel comfortable with Drake as my #1 running back. As a #2, he's perfect. He has top 3 to 5 upside. But he's never done it. I need people I could trust, especially since I wasted my first pick. I gotta be stuck with Minshew. I think he has to be on the roster. You have to win with him. Anyway, so it might look with the selection, of course I went Jonathan Taylor. It might look like that was kind of like a reach. I went with need versus, but no, I thought really hard about Chris Godwin. But supposedly he's missed some practices. That makes me uneasy. And I thought about this. Can I get another Chris Godwin in the 3rd round? Possibly. DJ Moore could slip. My man Juju could slip. But can I get another Jonathan Taylor? No. So I let the draft come to me. And you know what that does too, guys? When you push all the running backs forward like that, some receivers are going to naturally drop because everybody is going, and that creates an even bigger urgency. So the fact that I added another running back, where running backs are going early, now people will start reaching. Now all of a sudden, Bell goes a couple of picks earlier, or Melvin Gordon, or but it's being confident. It's why I preach my draft kit, because you have that. I use my draft kit. I start crossing out the players from each tiers, and I look, okay, well, my top tier of running backs, only there's one left, and I got four receivers left on my top tier receivers, so I'm going to go running back here. It just makes it that much easier, okay? Because here's the thing, too, guys. There's always, what did I just tell you? There's always players in every round. So let's say, there's not really, you get to the fourth round, and you only got one running back. Don't feel the need to select a running back there, because you can maybe get a Dobbins a round or two later who has just as much upside as these top tiers. You could get a Zach Moss in the eighth round, and that's even a little bit of a reach to secure that you get him. He could be a league winner for the second half. And if you stack your receivers up front, because that's what the best value gave you, you could also trade those receivers. So you have options if you let the draft come to you, and that's what I mean by that. And you have to have a strategy, though, going in. You have to know what can be available to you. You have to know that it's probably in your best interest to pick a tight end late, because a guy like Hurst and Higbee have as much upside as any tight end in the league. So there's no need for you to go Kittle or Mark Andrews or even Zach Ertz or even Darren Waller. I'm not sure. Actually, I'll go as far as saying I don't think Ertz or Waller are going to be better than Hurst and Higbee, possibly Gesicki. So those, to me, are like the worst picks. So it's best in the beginning to concentrate on the receivers, on the running backs, and then you'll have enough there. And there's still plenty of players 8th round down, like a Daniel Jones, for quarterbacks, that you can get your tight end later, you can get your quarterback later. So that's what I'm saying. Know what's going to be available to you. And then there's even more studs, potential breakouts like Henry Ruggs, John Gruden's offense out the slot. They don't have much. Jalen Rager, everybody's completely dismissed them. It's like Yahoo dropped 8 million Jalen Ragers. I got the message. Yahoo dropped 20 million Damian Harris. I got the message. So take advantage. Because here at Entourage, we're smart. We know we don't get fooled by every little piece of news. We know Damian Harris is a good player. We know Sony Michel's injury prone. Let everybody drop him, and then we scoop them up. Same thing with Jalen Rager. We know D-Jax ain't going to last a year. We know they're trying to trade Jeffrey. And we know Jalen Rager is a tough SOB. So we'll get Jalen Rager in the 14th round. So that's why it's also important to know your league. I teach this in the course. Know your league. Know who could be available to you. And take advantage. That's what I mean, guys, by letting the draft come to you. But if you start forcing, if you fall in love with certain players, guys, for every player, there is an equivalent usually around it. As much as I love Jonathan Taylor, I didn't get him in one league. And, it was an auction league. I had to pick my spots. And you know what? I feel good about not overspending and not paying, even though he went pretty cheap. I think it was like $29, $30. I think it's pretty cheap for Jalen Ray or Jonathan Taylor. But I got J.K. Dobbins at $5. So if Jonathan Taylor beats J.K. Dobbins, he certainly can. I don't know if he's going to beat him by like 5 times, 6 times, or whatever. So I let the draft come to me. That's veteran savvy, guys. Not getting riled up. And this is the number one mistake I see. You see a running back, you're like, oh shit, I'm going to be left without a running back. I got to reach for Raheem Mostert, because they did that in that league. Raheem Mostert went for $40 because there was people sitting on their money. All of a sudden, the running backs are gone. They're like, oh shit, I got to pay $40 for Raheem Mostert or Mark Ingram. I'm talking auction, but the same thing applies for the snake drafts, because you'll see James Conner, oh shit, Le'Veon Bell, David Montgomery, all of a sudden people are reaching for like DeAndre Swift. Take advantage of that. It's okay if you only have a Nick Chubb the first 5 rounds, and then your receivers are like Juju, Godwin, Golladay, like stupid receivers, because then you can pounce on a slip up of maybe a Montgomery or Fournette. People are sleeping on him. J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers, Zach Moss. Damian Harris. You see how there's always players, guys? You just got to know what you're doing and not waste those picks on those guys who have no upside, like Duke Johnson. Like, too many people waste their late picks. Sammy Watkins. You know what I'm saying? Will Fuller, who's an injury waiting to happen. Kenny Stills, right? Oh, the whole Houston Texans receivers. They're just going to trade off and they're just going to drive you nuts. Stay away from that situation. So that's what people do. But again, if you go with young, talented players with upside in the right systems, that's what we do at Entourage. All right, guys. So I hope you got some value from this video. Let the draft come to you. If there's a run at a particular position, don't sweat. You can always trade later and take advantage because every position that there's a run, that means there's another position that some good players are slipping. That's how you win your draft rounds. And once again, guys, if you're interested in more content like this, that's what the in-season premium package that I'm giving you for free is going to include these type of really advanced strategies for the. See, I look at myself as the analyst. I'm like the analyst. You know what I'm saying? Like your rapper's rapper. I'm like the analyst. This is for people that play in big money leagues. These are not for little kid leagues. I mean, you're just bullies. If you use this information on like your family league, you're just what I call fantasy bullying. But this is the type of strategy that's going to get you money in those bigger leagues and more competitive expert leagues as well. And that's the type of content you get in the in-season content, the premium content. My draft kit's $30. That includes my 5 secret DFS tips, tiered rankings, top 200 positional rankings, target players in what round. I just make it I know what you guys need because I talk to you every day. And I make sure that I always bring it and I always get you what you need and make sure that's better than everybody else. Because ain't nobody ever going to come to me and say, hey, I could get this over here and he includes that. Nah, we got everything over here, guys. And we got championships. Let's get it. If you have any questions, always comment down below. Follow me at fantasyfootballrapper or Twitter at IamFFRapper. I'm there tweeting all freaking day. All right? If you want the draft, just Venmo me 30 at fantasyfootballrapper and then follow up with me on one of my social medias. All right, guys?